I believe it was a month ago. As I was coming home, I saw all of these bright lights. The lights were coming from Smokey's. So I turned around and I went inside Smokey's.
Welcome to Smokey's. How can I help you?
It was amazing. In there, you could purchase illegal cigarettes. I know because I bought a pack. He asked me, did I want to buy a pack? I'm like, yeah. I also took pictures while I was in there. You could buy some pills. The guy told me that they do everything but make you hallucinate. And I might be pronouncing the word wrong. It's called hookers, all type of pipes, drug paraphernalia that's in our community. During the time that I was in this store, Smokey's, you had guys in there, girls in there, young people, sagging pants, and this is not the type of thing that I would like to see in my community. On the other hand, it's a gentleman that's sitting in the audience that came up here and gave a presentation for a reliable business, New Republic.
A serious warning right in the middle of tax season. A move today to shut down a company accused of ripping off Chicago taxpayers.
Where he could file taxes and teach that young lady that's sitting next to him, can you stand up, please? And this business, for some strange reason, I don't know why, was turned down.
Meantime, hidden fees or a tax scam to watch out for. A lawsuit from the Illinois Attorney General says a company is taking people's refund without their knowledge.
After, to my understanding, doing all the proper things to open up a reliable business, they were unable to do so.
We're with New Republic, which is one of the fastest growing financial service companies in the country.
Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul filed a lawsuit against his tax franchise company.
We're in 40 different markets with over 15,000 active agents. We offer an umbrella of financial services beyond tax preparation.
The Attorney General alleges customers would pay $350 to get their taxes done at Georgia-based New Republic or sister company Refund Republic.
Credit repair, eviction removal, we do lending.
Raoul says what was really happening was a short-term loan. Customers were charged high, undisclosed fees, and the money was taken from refunds without their knowledge. The fees could total nearly $1,000, which in some cases could be almost the entire amount of a refund.
We're hearing about allegations that sound very troubling.
But the wonderful thing that I feel great about this company is that our greatest mission is to educate and elevate the financial literacy of our communities.
I don't understand what the problem is. Is it because of association or what? I don't know. Where are you located?
15008 Woodlawn, I believe.
When was it that you received a letter from the Attorney General?
About 3 days ago.
Toure Muhammad owns this franchise at 79th and South Drexel and owned a previous location at 644 East 79th Street last year. Both are named in the Attorney General's lawsuit. Muhammad says the allegations are a shock.
Our company, we have satisfied customers. We have people who we are friends and family that we take care of.
And that is Mr. Muhammad's office, I believe. But
the trustees should have a say-so of what type of business come into our community along with the residents.
Suzanne Lemignot has been digging into the allegations and past complaints against the company.
Well, the lawsuit filed by the Illinois Attorney General, Rob and Erica, alleges that many of the defendants, many are low income. They receive just a fraction of their tax returns.
Because I recall Trustee Henyard agreeing with you also and being an entrepreneur, because she's a young entrepreneur.
Can I take your order? Home of the good burger. The home where the juiciest, most creative, most divulging burgers there is.
My business is a fast food carry-out restaurant. I am seeking $100,000 for 10% of equity in my company.
So there you have it, Sharks. 1,000,001 reasons of why you Sharks should invest here at Good Burger. I would love to go mobile. I have a brick and mortar location now, and I would love to be riding around and getting it. Ride around and getting it. I got my new food truck. Check me out right here. Must I say more? Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
It's unfortunate that this smoke shop, they sell illegal cigarettes, they sell loose cigarettes. I'm not telling you what somebody told me, I'm telling you what I know because I purchased them. They sell cigarettes that I want to buy a pack. I'm like, yeah. Myself and another trustee went over to that store. They had their nice little wood out. They were billing without a permit. I informed the building department on that Monday that they was over there billing something inside the store without a permit. So I believe that all of the trustees, along with the residents, should have a say-so on what type of business come into our village.
We're very transparent, we're very open.
In Chicago, New Republic has an F rating from the Better Business Bureau and has had 7 complaints in the last year.
That's probably one of the reasons why we have an overabundance of gaming houses, what do you call it, payday loans.
The $350 is an actual, tax preparation fee, right? So when you talk about loans, tax preparation fees don't include loans.
And the Smokies, my understanding is that they come right up to the line before they get to an illegality.
In the meantime, businesses like the one right there behind me, behind that bus, raked in millions of dollars, or I should say more than $1 million in fraudulent fees.
They have a imitation marijuana pill that you can take. It's legal, but I'm sure there are side effects to that. And if you follow any of these stories recently, you had people who smoked marijuana bleeding from the eyes, the ears, and the nose. They found that they're putting rat poison in a lot of this stuff. The young people that are sitting here now, they got their business license, they paid the fines. They actually went to court, and the court was, I believe,
The Attorney General is also asking for a temporary restraining order to stop the company from doing business during tax season.
Well, that's very disturbing. It's very troubling, and we're going to have to address those issues immediately.
And the brunt of their money they make is between February and I believe by April. And as we know, this is the last day, I believe this is the last day of, they paid all of the fines, they paid all of the fees, but they're boarded up and given no reason. But yet we have another business that just opened up, didn't have a license. They were told to get their license. They went and got the license and they stayed open. You got a sign on the front door that says 18 and over.
Now, when it comes to getting your taxes prepared, you should really do your homework. Check your preparer's rating on the Better Business Bureau website.
Selling illegal cigarettes. And I understand they're also selling loosies, from my understanding. Is that correct, Trustee?
Yes, they're selling loosies also, and I don't know who's regulating the pills. I don't know what kind of pills they are that our kids are buying.
Well, first I'm going to say, Trustee, I would think that if you bought some illegal cigarettes and there was an illegal action taken, I would call the police first.
In there, you could purchase illegal cigarettes. I know because I bought a pack. He asked me, did I want to buy a pack? I'm like, yeah.
Secondly, prior to them getting the license to open it up, I checked the legality of everything that they did. The landlord there, the owner of the strip mall, is an attorney. And I had a lengthy conversation with them. Now, you want to bring up this young man, this young lady in regards to opening up the tax place. First of all, Trustee Muhammad said we're opening up a new business in town.
They're opening up a business here in the village of Dolton, and they're looking for young people. And my philosophy is if young people are at work, those are the same young people that would have broken into your garage and now they're working. The same ones that's doing stick-up are now working, because those of us who work, we don't think about doing stick-ups. We don't think about breaking in garages.
Called a young man up, and who I believe is related to you. Called him a young man up, said he was opening up a new business. I said, have you applied for your license yet? And he said, no, we're going to do that. Have you started the application process with the village yet? Business licenses and inspections and stuff?
We're just really in the final negotiation of leasing the building. So
okay.
We wanted to do that and then actually apply for the license. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. But even prior to that night, they had opened up and were doing business here.
We're following up on an alleged tax scam we first brought you yesterday at 5. Tonight, a Chicago taxpayer who says he was ripped off by a company being sued by the Illinois Attorney General is sharing his story.
Okay. Say you didn't. So you didn't. But prior to you even getting the license, applying for a license, you had opened up for several days.
Kenneth Rush is on a fixed income and says he used Refund Republic last tax season and the year before. Rush says he had to enter into a payment plan with the IRS to repay the fees and taxes owed instead of getting a refund.
Not only did I see it, Trustee House called me up and said, Mayor, do you know that they're running a business? There was nothing about being spies. Just like Trustee Stubbs thought there was some irregularity going over the other place, I thought there was some irregularity going over.
My returns were audited. It came out that I paid $500 or more just to have my taxes done.
I had sent the inspectors over. Inspectors found out that you were operating there without a license.
Unfortunately, consumers are really ill-prepared to go out and do their taxes, so they rely on someone else to do that. They still have to do their due diligence.
There were some tickets issued. You came in, you paid the tickets. Then upon further inspection, we found out that the lease that you had submitted was a residential lease on a commercial piece of property. The signature on the lease was from James, I can't pronounce his last name, who his wife confirmed that he couldn't have signed it because he's been out of the country since August. She did all the verification.
That due diligence comes in the form of your own research. Check your tax preparer's rating on the Better Business Bureau website, and also take a look at the fees that they charge and make sure the fees that you're being charged are for exactly the services that you're paying for.
Sometime later, a couple of weeks later, you brought in a commercial lease that was signed by a representative for him. She says, Mayor, he's brought this in, but there's still some outstanding bills on the property. I said, well, what do you do at this point? She said, those outstanding bills have to be paid before we give them a business license.
Give them a chance to defend themselves on the mic. Hold on.
Let's do this as citizens address.
No, this is part of committee for business approval.
That has nothing to do with it.
I'm just asking the young lady to go to the mic.
Okay,
She
go
was
ahead,
saying
go
something,
ahead.
and I couldn't hear her.
I just want to say business was not regulated in that place. Like, no business, no revenue was earned out of that place before we got a business license. So you might have seen traffic in and out, but they were just workers helping us prepare the place.
Well, when the tickets were issued, why didn't you explain that to the inspectors?
Because the court date was so far out that we only have a span of time to do business. So we will pay whatever it is because we felt as though you were combining personal with business, your own personal relationships, and holding it against us. So if we
finish, Mayor, thank you. He can sit down now. No, you can have the real person come up here. We need to talk to. Here's the thing: when I looked at the budget, $300,000.
No one's listening.
Run the meeting.
No, here I would love to.
Is that what you said? Mayor. That's what you said?
What he said? What he said?
He said, fuck me. That's what he said.
Oh, see?
Here we go.
That's what he said.
The only thing that we were doing inside of that place was trying to prepare it so that we can do business. Did you take the time to go look at the place yourself?
I don't inspect buildings.
Did you see any traffic, any business going in and out of there yourself?
Trustee House?
I saw the signs changed, and I was curious whether or not there was a business license.
Which is preparation
If I may.
for a business to start. We can't wait until the day you say, okay, you can start to go order a sign, which takes weeks and weeks to get prepared and made. We do this for free. We give scholarships to the community. We teach people how to do credit repair, tax preparation, financial literacy, how to reinvest their money into something positive instead of buying clothes. I'm 23 years old. I have over 6 figures in my bank account.
Actually, I hired her 2 years ago. She was fresh out of college.
But I chose not to go back to school this year to get my degree because I'm already in the field making a lot of money.
Educate yourself. Learn. But y'all won't. Everybody want to earn, but don't want to learn.
She became my #1 superstar producer. She's only 23 years old, but she's on pace to do over $1 million next year.
The Illinois Attorney General says the franchise has preyed on the most vulnerable in the community, the low income, to the tune of more than $1 million in fees.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. All the stuff that y'all did to get people to come to our community, to just diss and down our community. Shame on y'all.
I was able to invest $10,000 out of my earnings to put back into the company and become an entrepreneur.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. and y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman.
I just want to reach out to young people and let them know that your age really doesn't matter. Your potential is within.
And something interesting about me is my ambition. My ambition to strive for my dreams while motivating others and staying focused in the process.
And New Republic brought it out of me. It's been a life-changing company to me.
She's one of my best testimonies, so I'll let her take the mic.
And that's what I'm tired of. We got to sit here and do these speeches every board meeting, being here till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Ain't even got to the agenda. Because everybody want to say they look sideways stuff, and then now we got to sit here try to remember what y'all saying and then say something back.
And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying that I want to teach my sisters and brothers to do the same thing. I've made a lot of money that I would never imagine that I can make, and we just want to extend the invitation to the public. And when we did meet with them, he didn't have anything to say. He just turned this around.
How long did I meet with you downstairs?
Why don't you go to the microphone so we can record this? We're not hearing you up there, so that everybody can see this.
On every turn and every excuse, he moved the goalposts and held the files in his office. This is why I think transparency need to be where the board members can get involved in deciding and approving a business, because I couldn't even get access to the files. And the clerk was saying that I don't have your files here. The mayor has it. The mayor has it. And this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is ridiculous. This young lady is 23 years old. I found her 3 years ago, barely coming out of college. And she is doing amazing things. I have seen people like her by the tens and thousands.
Thank you.
All over the country.
Thank
And we
you.
want, the earlier you can teach a child about money, finance, savings, the less likely that person will end up in their adult years bankrupt.
Several high-level officials in South suburban Dolton facing a rush of lawsuits and investigations. Federal prosecutors accuse Keith Freeman of making false statements in his bankruptcy petition. Freeman currently serves as village administrator and as municipality manager of Thornton Township.
It really empowers that person to be financially independent.
The Delgado Law Group says it's not being paid, so it'll stop appearing in federal and state court and defending Dolton and Henyard in 22 different lawsuits.
To become wealth builders.
The village is facing millions of dollars in judgments from earlier cases and could potentially be on the hook for millions more in the current lawsuits.
To become owners of their own company.
And says the village is quickly approaching the point of becoming uninsurable.
And this is what we have going in this wonderful city. So we're looking to hire 100 young people out of the village of Dolton. We want to do it with Dolton.
Thank you. I wish you was honest about what you're talking about, because I met with you for well over an hour in the office downstairs. I told you all the requirements that the young lady told me, our supervisors told me that you needed. You want to talk about everything else but what you needed. Not only that, Chief of Police went on with the inspector over there for the inspection. Chief?
On the day that we discovered that a business might possibly not have a business license, I personally went with the building inspector and also the code enforcement officer, and when we got there, there were customers inside the building and tax preparations were being made. We asked the staff if they would ask them to leave so that the business could be shut down.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all. And that's the reason why I would like for the trustees to have an input in what kind of business come into our community. And to my knowledge, you guys have complied. I still don't understand why the paperwork is being, yes I do. Take that back. I know why it's being held on to it. But this is not personal. This is about the community that I live in.
You calling the police chief is being untruthful?
There were customers inside the building and tax preparations were being made.
Excuse me. I said that I believe they have complied since that period of time, just like other businesses in this community that have not complied with the ordinance, and they came in, they paid a fine, they received their license, with the exception of, I don't know what's going on with the place across the street, but I'm not going to get into that tonight.
What longtime neighbor Allison Key now finds outside the building, now labeled Club 1, is the fear she no longer recognizes her own community.
It's scary. It's scary. I mean, we're still raising young families here.
Crime tape was raised past bar time. A shooting in and outside the club brought police to the business. The gun violence right across the street, mere steps from the Village Municipal Building.
The club should be shut down.
5 Village trustees addressed the media. Muhammad says 4 people were shot inside and the shooter was shot outside. However, it is unclear who shot him. What's also unclear to trustees is if the club currently permitted for building had the proper licensing to even serve alcohol.
So we will meet with the mayor and find out if he issued a license to Club 1.
That's why I'm asking for a consensus from the trustees to put this in place, a planning committee, so we can have an input on what coming into our town, along with the residents, so you could tell us what you would like to see.
Well, you have my consensus, because I think we definitely need to have a say-so. And Mayor, I'm not trying to take your power or your right to decide what comes in. I'm just saying that we would like to have some input, because I don't think that that place would have been able to open up in most communities. And you should know what's going on. I mean, it's not just getting a paycheck. You should also be on top of what's going on in these establishments when you give out the license. Mayor, you know,
we don't want to hire.
It's really not funny.
But we don't want to hire. But we don't want to hire police officers.
It's really not.
If the people don't feel safe in this community, they're going to leave. If the business people don't feel safe in this community, they're going to leave. They're going to leave if they don't feel safe.
And everybody that I know that goes in there is just appalled and surprised to go in and see all that. I call it drug paraphernalia. I don't know what everybody else calls the big hookahs. Nobody buys it to go in home and smoke tobacco in it.
When the police sergeant asked Trustee Muhammad and his son, did they smell marijuana? Both of them answered, no, we don't smell anything. Well, it's mighty strange. Myself, 3 police officers, and everybody else was around in that area smelling marijuana where they was firing it up in the line. So if he can't smell that.
I'm not saying anything else.
Thank you.
I want to get to this.
You have my consensus also, Trustee Stubbs, that we should form this committee for business approval, and this removes the politics out of it, because it was mentioned earlier about my relationship to the owner of the business and why that was stated. But this is a legitimate business, unlike the one across the street. This illegal club was open from January 2017 to that fatal day of May 14, 2017, Mother's Day. This shooting that took place next door, literally next door at Club 1, by supporters of yours, where 5 people were shot in our village.
Supporters of mine, come on, there you go.
Well, our concern was for 2017-18 when 5 people were shot in that club with an illegally ran club that you referred to, that we won't mention at this meeting. That's in the Tribune that just came out today. Mayor, I have a question concerning Club 1 that I would like to be answered by you.
I said there's no update. I don't know where you want to go with this. There's no update. I have a
question for you, Mayor, concerning the activity that was in your club next door of Club 1.
My club, no, huh? You asked for the status, and I gave you the status. Trustee, you know, you want this job so bad that you're willing to try to do anything for it. I can't help if you continue to vote against me, and now we need police officers, and I've asked for police officers several times, and you said, no, we're not going to hire them. And 5 people got shot.
But we should have a committee to approve businesses, to have a decent business that comes into our town, because we're sorely in need of revenue. So I welcome this type of business with New Republic and any other legitimate business.
We don't have any, allegations. We don't have any people that have come to us, any problems saying, hey, you all took some money from us, you all overcharged us.
We're required to have a fee disclosure form that is signed off by the client whenever they file taxes with us.
Rush says he was never told about the fees and now plans to file a complaint with the Attorney General.
But I'm definitely against any kind of business that's selling any kind of drug paraphernalia or a business that has an illegal license or no license. So you have my vote for the Committee for Business Approval, Trustee Stubbs.
It's been hard to get businesses to even come here with some of the board members the way they have conducted themselves.
And one of the things that people forget, say, Mayor, why don't you bring in some restaurants, and why don't you bring in this, and why don't you bring in that? When you got people on Facebook and people going on the media and talking about, don't go to Dolton, the mayor's gonna get you shot out there if you go out there. Our crime has been down the last couple of years. And I must say that I think we've been unfairly judged by the media. And if it wasn't in the media, you wouldn't even know anything about it. But since I got some haters, they call if a firecracker go off, and they damaging and hurting this community.
Can I finish? And that's the honest to God truth.
You have to take a look at yourself
That's
too.
the
You
honest
can't
to God
point a
truth.
finger
That's the honest to
at
God
us and not point one at yourself.
That's the honest to God truth.
Okay. You know what? I'm not going to do this with you tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, but take a look at yourself.
I'm not trying to fool the residents. It's reality. It's reality. You're talking about laying off people right now.
We can take that one that's watching you, that one police officer watching you, and we can put them on the street. You say you had a death threat, and Pete Zano that he was watching you. So maybe if we can take that one, at least we'll have one more.
I've got numerous death threats. And you could ask this chief, I'd be justified in having police security. But you know what I'm under opinion? If somebody gonna get you, they gonna get you. They get presidents with hundreds of men of security. So I leave it up to the man upstairs. He gonna protect me, he's gonna protect me. He gonna take me, he gonna take me. I don't care how many police officers are around me.
So, Mayor,
I'm
does
sorry.
that mean we can take Pete Zeno and put him back in rank? But take a look at yourself.
But I can tell you.
Okay, take a look at yourself.
I can tell you, there was no license issued to that business. The police chief was in there doing an inspection, and he told you exactly what he saw and asked the people to leave. So if that's not conducting business without a license, then what is?
The hookah store did not have license either. Smokey's, when I went in there, they didn't have any license either.
They have a
I
license.
looked, they probably have it now.
They had
because
it
you
then.
have a tendency of
They
giving
had
it
it
to
then.
them after the fact, just like the other store on Mackey's that didn't have any license, and Wilmer's didn't have any license.
That's not true.
But that is true, Mayor. But I know, you know,
Okay.
NPC, Mayor, NPC.
You're gonna find out.
Okay, NPC. Thank you.
First thing on the agenda is general announcements.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
And what is that for, Trustee? What
General
type-
announcement.
What type of announcement, sir?
A general announcement to the public and to the board that has been submitted. I'd like to make it public, please.
Now, was that the email that you sent to several of us today?
That is correct. I'd like to make it public to the public, please.
Okay, well, what we're going to do with that email, since it's so long, we're going to have you submit it for the minutes, but I'm not going to let you read it tonight.
Point of information.
I'm not going to let you read it tonight, Trustee.
I have an announcement to make. It's on the agenda. This is a public record for the public. Point of information, Attorney Murphy.
Trustee, it's very lengthy. We've heard you for the last 4 years.
Greetings to all of you. I started my service for the
we're
Village
not,
of Dolton
we're
as
not
an employee of
you're
part-time
not going to
basis.
read that
As a
tonight.
personal trainer of the
Trustee,
Melanie Fitness Center back
Trustee,
in 2003, media director in 2013, and finally as a trustee in 2015.
You're not going to read that tonight, Trustee. You're not going to read that tonight, Trustee. We're not going to have a farewell tour here tonight. Any other general announcements?
I want the public to see what the mayor just
Any other
did.
general announcements? Okay, the next thing on the agenda is village clerk report. Is there anything else that any trustee would like to say?
Yes, Mayor, can I be recognized?
Now, I hope it's not for the same.
Mayor, can I be recognized,
I hope
please?
it's not for the same thing.
Mayor, would you please control this meeting? Can I be recognized?
No, you cannot.
We have a
No,
finance.
no.
We have a finance report that the public needs to know about. Mayor.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Is it a finance report?
There's also a water bill report that the public needs to be privy to. It's on the agenda and
Well,
it should
then-
be stated as such.
Then what we're going to do is, we're going to bypass those two reports tonight, and we're going to allow we're going to allow the new board at the next meeting to talk about those reports.
Mayor, may I
Okay.
be recognized?
The next thing on.
Excuse me, Mayor, may I be recognized? You said, did anyone have anything to say?
Okay.
NPC, Mayor, NPC.
You're going to find out.
Okay, NPC.
If it's not on the agenda, there's not much for you to say, trustee. Yeah. Trustee, we're going to get through this. We're going to swear these new board members in, and we're going to get about the business of moving on forward. Okay?